Hi there and welcome to Economic Observations. My name is Chris and today is the 14th of April. Thank you so much for watching and being here today. This video is brought to you by the Tanzania School Foundation, a nonprofit doing great work in Tanzania. All right, let's get started. Today we are going to talk about small businesses. Okay, small businesses, small entrepreneurs trying to sell things on Etsy. You got that right. There are over 60 million items on Etsy, with over 5.3 million businesses on Etsy. And Etsy decided that it is raising their sellers' fees 30%. You know, I put stuff on Etsy at one point. Back in 2005 when they first began, Etsy was a great place to sell your goods. Today, it is a horrible place to sell your goods. First of all, you have to pay to list your items on Etsy. So it's not free to put your stuff up there. And if you don't advertise, and I mean pay hundreds of dollars a month to have your products on the first 5 pages, you're on page 999 and your items would never be found by anybody. And then you pay seller's fees, and they're raising them now from 5% to 6.5%. 30% increase. The average sale on Etsy takes over 20% of the price. So if you buy something on Etsy for $100, the maker, the creator, the person who put their heart and soul into that crafted item or those vintage clothing only gets $80, and Etsy gets the rest. Let's face it, there are 5.3 million businesses on Etsy. So some of the Etsy shops decided, well, we're not going to take it anymore and we're going to put our shops in vacation mode. They signed a petition and they are theoretically on strike. So what do you think about this? Would you give up 20% of your revenue to a corporation that is getting so greedy and paying their CEO millions of dollars off the backs of small businesses? Another one, Amazon, decided that it too is going to increase sellers' fees. They are adding a 5% surcharge for those small businesses in which Amazon fulfills. So if Amazon ships and delivers and holds your products in their warehouse, well, you are going to pay an additional 5%. Now, these are small businesses, many of them are trying just to keep up. Aside from inflation, and many of these small businesses already raised their price on average 11% in March. They are now getting hit with a 5% surcharge, which Amazon is saying, you know, their warehouse is costing more, it's costing more to ship, it's costing more for the manpower, and well, you're going to pay 5% due to inflation. Now, it is not a permanent 5%. It is kind of fluid right now, and they are blaming the price of fuel and the price of oil and all that other stuff because of this surcharge. And we know Uber and Lyft now have a surcharge. It is called a gasoline surcharge. So when you get into a car and you're quoted a certain price, they are adding a certain percentage, depending upon how far you're going, to the cost of your trip. So all of these people trying to make an extra buck, trying to sell on these platforms, are having a really hard time because the fees and these greedy companies are just taking advantage of them, which leads me to these small businesses. Many of these makers and Lyft drivers and Etsy sellers, well, they make under $25,000 a year if that is their only gig. And do you know that if you make under $25,000 or less, you have a 5 times higher chance of getting audited by the IRS than someone who makes millions of dollars due to aging population, retired IRS workers, aging infrastructure, lack of software, and without the people at the IRS who have knowledge of complicated tax returns, they are targeting the poor. You have a 5 times higher percent of getting audited. And many of these people don't speak English as a first language, or they are small, they can barely afford to live. And if they do make $25,000 on Etsy or Amazon, well, the IRS thinks that you're not paying your fair share and they're going to audit you. See, if the IRS decides to audit millionaires or multimillionaires, well, they have the best tax accountants and lawyers out there that know every loophole and everything on your tax return to get you not to pay your fair share. Legal or not, it's just what's happening. And these small time poor people under $25,000, they don't have those resources. They don't have the tax guides and the people that can help make it happen. They just have nothing. So anyway, if you make under $25,000, know that I think it was 15 out of every 1,000 returns that the IRS gets, well, they are auditing them under $25,000. The number over $1 million or 1.5 million is only 2 out of every 1,000. Does this seem fair to you? And a lot of people apparently don't even understand when they get the letter from the IRS that they're being audited, and it just goes unanswered. Something like 48% of them go unanswered. Many of them are just correspondence, meaning the IRS is requesting more data to be mailed to them. It is not a face-to-face, in-person audit, and the IRS wants their fair share. And if you don't answer, well, they just give you a higher tax rate the next year. You can't win in this environment right now. The prices of everything is skyrocketing. So if you see your favorite products on Amazon and the price is going up, well, know that it's going to Amazon for this 5% surcharge. And if you are a buyer on Etsy, well, know that they are going to charge more because Etsy is charging more. I personally am disgusted with Etsy. After looking at some of the fees that you pay, it is totally not worth it. I was talking to a friend of mine who makes soaps and essential oils, and she said she ended up paying $100 in advertising every month for $75 of sales. So she has withdrawn her shop from Etsy as well. Like I said, when things get too big, they push the little guy out because they get greedy. All right, well, that's all I got today. Unemployment numbers, 188,000 today. Dow was down a little bit. Tomorrow's a holiday. For the stock market, it's Good Friday. They are closed, so we have a long weekend. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you. If you can like or subscribe to this channel, I would really appreciate it. And if you could support this channel in some small way, you could either buy me a coffee or make a donation to the Tanzania School Foundation, and it would be greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful night, folks. Be kind. Call someone, tell them you love them, and we will talk again real soon.